Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, and coming up today, we're going to take a look at two recent Philadelphia Section PGA events. One had to do with the young kids, the Junior League, and the other, the annual championship at the end of the season for area pros. That was played at Rolling Green. And speaking of the Philadelphia section, a major contributor to the Philadelphia section of the PGA, going back years, was Bob Pfister, former head pro at Lanark and at Glen Mills. We sat down with a couple of his buddies, fellow pros, to talk about what Bob Pfister meant to the game of golf and especially to the Philadelphia section of the PGA. It's a full plate, and we're ready to go next here on Inside Golf. The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Parking is free!
Hey! $4! Yes!
With so many affordable things to do in Montgomery County, PA, go ahead. Free out.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. One of our proud sponsors and partners over the course of time is the Philadelphia section of the PGA. And every year they conduct, right in the fall, their season-ending championship. The best players in the section vying to see who wins the big title. This year the event was played at Rolling Green. Let's see what happened. Coming into the final round of the three-day 54-hole event, Brett Walker from Chester Valley had a three-shot lead over Braden Shattuck from Rolling Green. Zach Oakley from Bitterman was in third place and rounded out what would be the final group of the tournament. Walker and Shattuck both got off to a hot start. The two leaders matched each other shot for shot, both of them carding a front nine score of 33. Walker nearly made a double eagle on the par 5 7th. His approach shot just rolled right by the flag, tapped it in for eagle, and extended his lead to 5 shots. But Braden Shattuck wasn't going to quit. At his home club and in front of the Rolling Green members, he quickly responded with birdies on number 8 and number 9. Walker's lead was back down to 3. The back nine began with an error for Shattuck. He bogeyed number 11 and now was 4 back. After pars on holes 10 through 13, Walker bogeyed number 14 and the lead was back down to 3. With time running out, Shattuck aggressively attacked the golf course that he knew so well. He birdied the par 4 15th. Walker finished with just a par. Walker was in front now by just 2 shots. On the par 3 16th, both players found the cup in 3. At the par 5 17th, Shattuck made birdie. Walker missed this critical birdie putt, which would have given him a comfortable lead heading into the final hole. Instead, he tapped in for par, and his lead was just 1 shot. Braden Shattuck was first on the tee, and his drive found the fairway bunker, while Walker's tee shot was safely in the fairway. As the leaders approached the final green, other Philadelphia area pros gathered to see who would come out on top. Shattuck needed to get his third shot close, but he could not quite get the roll that he was hoping for. So, despite the drama, Brett Walker safely made par on number 18 to win the 103rd Philadelphia PGA Professional Championship.
It was up and down. It was a grind, and winning's never easy. And Braden and Zach made it tough on me, and I just tried to hit the best shots I could, really. I mean, it's the only thing I could do is control my own game, not worry about what they're doing. And when I focused on my own game, hit my own shots, it started to work out pretty well for me. So,
this is Walker's second victory in the section championship. He won it back in 2021 at Aronimink. Walker now will lead 13 Philadelphia PGA professionals to the 2025 PGA Professional National Championship in Florida. Congratulations to Brett Walker from Chester Valley. Recently, the Philadelphia section of the PGA held a PGA Junior League event. It was played at Doylestown Country Club. And here to tell us about everything that happened from the section, Courtney Curcio.
So there's two different divisions for PGA Junior League. We have a 17U and a 13U. Two different divisions, which means there's two different opportunities. Our 17U championship took place at DuPont Country Club, where the DuPont team actually qualified to move on to regionals. And our 13U championship will take place today here at Doylestown Country Club, and we're excited to see that winner move on. The regional championship will take place at Mapledale Country Club in Delaware. That will be the next step, and then whoever wins that championship will move on to the national championship for PGA Junior League. PGA Junior League is a fantastic program that we have at PGA of America. It is basically like Little League for golf. So the next step in like a ladder program for a child would be our drive, chip, and putt, and now PGA Junior League. So different teams and facilities play against each other in a scramble format. So it's a two-person scramble for the kids. It's before they go to the next round, which would be our PGA Junior Tour. And they get to play against each other in a fun atmosphere for the family and kids in a team golf type of atmosphere.
I've always loved junior golf. I played as a junior, played in college. I'm just passionate about it. My daughter plays junior golf, so that's a big reason. But I really just love the development aspect of it, and the team aspect of it is great. I think this is something that I would have loved to have done when I was a kid. So that's something that's just the uniforms, the camaraderie, the trophies, everything is really great. We've now probably have about 40 kids in the program. 5 years ago, maybe there were 6 or 8. So adding the PGA Junior League was huge because it gives kids something to do. So much so that we're going to do a fall league as well. So we're just looking for all opportunities to grow the game, and PGA Junior League is a big part of that.
4 section champions back to back. Our second team to do that for 13U. I'm going to hand this off to Corey Phillips at Baywood for being your coach. Round of applause for.
We have 2 teams, so we average about 20 a year. So we've been doing a little bit for, I'd probably say, and it's at an interesting stage because now the kids are all going into high school, into their senior years. So I've probably had close to over 100 and some juniors. And the whole thing is that I love the idea of, I wish I had that chance to do it. So I looked at it, looked awesome program, jumped all over it, and we've been doing it from the start. So we've been doing it from 2016 and going forward. These kids take the pressure of playing individual stroke play, and then they get to come out and have a lot of fun with their partners and their teammates, and make it a more team sport than an individual sport. And it takes that pressure off of them. And the whole point of us is to play a game to have fun. And Junior League does it perfectly.
We have over 140 programs just in the Philadelphia area. You can go to pgajuniorleague.com to find a program nearest to you. There is a fall league as well, so there's opportunities for kids to get out there and to play some golf at a public or a private course.
Thanks to Courtney Curcio for the Philadelphia section of the PGA, and we look forward going down the road with more info and a look at what's happening with the Philadelphia PGA Junior League. All right, stay with us. More to come here on Inside Golf.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country, so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now. My very first trip to the golf course at Glen Mills, and we're here today to pay tribute to a former pro at Glen Mills and several other places in the Philadelphia area. That would be Bob Pfister. Bob's not with us, but we're going to tell some stories about Bob as we, as I said, pay a little tribute to one of the Philadelphia section's great names from the past. And Bob, if you're watching right now, we're having a ball at your former club. Let me introduce our two guests here to start off this little tribute. Al Balukas. Probably a lot of you remember Al when he was the head pro at Edgemont. Al, good to see you.
Good to see you, Harry.
Another guy that maybe owes a lot to this guy, Al Balukas, right?
Very much so.
And Bob Pfister. But Ed Doherty, no stranger to people who have followed both the regular tour and the Champions Tour. Eddie, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be seen.
All right, we're talking about Bob Pfister. He's been 20-some years here at Glen Mills. He was the head pro before that at Lanark. Give me some good Bob Pfister stories, Al.
Well, I guess the best I can think about is how he welcomed me and Ed. We were both assistants in the early 70s, working at Edgemont for Tiny Padone. And Ed and I loved to play golf, as always. You know, I loved it. Eddie started there. And we met Bob and we met Harry Hagee, and we used to play every Friday at 1 o'clock. Lanark 1 week, Bowling Green and Eddie.
That was the foursome.
That was the foursome, me, Bob, Harry Hagee, and Eddie. And he welcomed us like we were assistants, and Harry was the head pro at Rolling Green, and Bobby was the head pro at Lanark, and they were big-time golf courses. Right. So we were very lucky to play good golf courses like that.
All right, why don't you pick it up where Al left off, Ed? I'm sure you have your own personal stories about Mr. Pfister.
Mr. Pfister, my first year I was working at Doylestown Country Club. You know, went in the door to try to introduce. He knew who I was for some reason. Al must have told him, and he made me feel like I was a star, and I was a bat boy, or not a bat boy, I was a guy.
Just starting out.
Yeah, out of Marcus Hook, working in the PGA.
So he was one of the first guys to really make you feel at home on the golf course, and
he welcomed me in.
Maybe in your little circle of friends. Huh?
Never let me go.
Bob I'm looking at a little resume here. He was the Philadelphia section senior champion twice back in the mid-'90s. He was the Philadelphia section senior player of the year one of those years, 1993. And he was second in the Philadelphia Open, played at Marion. That was back in 1969. So Al, aside from being a great guy and a pretty good teacher, he had some game, didn't he?
He impressed me by his simpleness of the game, of his golf swing. He made it look so easy. He never jumped at the golf ball. He had the same tempo. He just made golf look easy, sort of like Ed. The two of them were
all the good ones do that.
Yeah, I hung around just good players.
We have a few seconds here with you guys. Eddie, did Bob ever say to you, don't change your swing or anything like that? Did he ever give you a tip?
Yes, he did, by all means. He worked with me on putting, honestly. Okay. Yeah, I very very appreciative of that, and he always encouraged me. So, and that was good.
That's good. Always positive.
And he's still a good friend. I mean, yeah, by all means.
Right. Well, gentlemen, thank you. Al Balukas and his duo partner here. It's like Batman and Robin, Ed Doherty, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Very good.
Well, we're going to continue now with our tribute to Bob Pfister here at Glen Mills, and no stranger to Inside Golf. We've had him on several times. He is the pro emeritus, I guess that's the right title, in St. David's. Yeah. He is the historian official of the Philadelphia section of the PGA. I'm talking about Pete Trenum. Good to see you again.
It's good to be with you again.
Well, it is a mutual feeling. All right, we're here with a little tribute to Bob Pfister at Glen Mills. He was a pro before that at Lanark. And, you know, we had our preceding guest, Al Balukas and Ed Doherty, talk about the type of player he was. He was a pretty good player.
He was a very good player. He was one of those guys that you wonder why he never won a major tournament in Philadelphia, but he played well enough to have won one, but he did finish second in the Philadelphia Open, but he was a great club pro. I mean, he could teach, he could play, and do everything you want, you know, and be nice to people too.
That's a pretty well-rounded description of Bob Pfister. You provided this resume, as you do every time I talk to you about something in the Philadelphia section's history. He was the Player of the Year in 1993 for the section Senior Player of the Year.
One of the years he won the Philadelphia section Senior Championship, and he played well in a lot of other tournaments. So came out on top that year.
You know, back in those days, local pros, I guess Bob was no exception. Did he get a chance to play up at White Marsh in the IVB tournament, do you think?
I don't know if he ever played in that or not. I'm not sure. But he
I know you played in it.
You know, his best success was as a senior, really. He had really some good finishes in the PGA Senior Championship and the PGA Senior Club Pro Championship. Really up, you know, 30th or 40th or so, you know, against the best senior players in the world.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Pete, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for taking us down a little memory lane and the game and life of Bob Pfister, an iconic pro in the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
The top guys. All right.
Inside Golf continues. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. Our Teed Off panel is brought to you by Lulu Country Club. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. We're at the grill at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin. And here's the panel today. Ken Phillips. He is the current president of the Golf Association of Philadelphia, and we appreciate him joining us, give us a little insight on GAP, and always a pleasure to talk to the guy in charge. Next up, Joe Logan. Joe needs hardly any introduction. MyPhillyGolf.com. He's covered the game for decades, and he's a main contributor to Inside Golf and Teed Off. Jim Sullivan, he's on the home court here at Lulu, right? He's got the logo tucked away there on the left arm. There you go. Looking good, Sully. Good to have you back.
Thanks for having me. I'm
going to start with you.
Okay.
You've been playing the game how many years now?
I mean, it started very young. I'm 49 and started as a 3, 4, or 5-year-old. So
right.
As soon as I could kind of get around with.
The topic is, what are the main reasons you like to play the game of golf? All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. And have they changed since you were 3 years old?
Yeah, so it's a good question. What I would say, the number one thing I enjoy about playing is the ability to compete with, you know, whether it's with friends out here on a Saturday, still trying to win $5 or $10 from them, or I've played and I've kept my hands in the kind of local or regional competitive space and trying to compete at that level. I would say that the evolution is when I was a teenager and really got hooked on golf, I played a lot. I just loved the idea of being out and able to do my own thing. I was on my own with friends or whatever, and it wasn't so much competition focused. It was just getting out and playing a game that you're, you know, enjoying doing. It was, you know, I played plenty of other team sports. I just liked that aspect of golf. I mean, I would hang around Huntington Valley until it was dark and then walk home. Over the last, you know, 30 years, say, it's been different facets of competing at a high level and professionally, and then at, you know, in amateur tournaments. But today, my favorite rounds are just with 3 or 4 friends and trying to win $10 off them. But still, the competition's my favorite part.
Right. You talk about walking off Huntington Valley. Before we started this interview, we were talking about a recent book by our friend John Riley on
Billy Hyman. And you had the privilege of
Sure.
getting a lesson or two, or maybe trying to take $5
A
from
lot
Mr. Hyman.
a lot of late nines with Mr. Hyman where we would play for a Coke, and I would have been 15 and 16 and starting to get decent, and he would have been getting close to 80, and I never won the Coke one time.
He never had to buy you a Coke?
Never one time.
How about that?
He never let me buy him one, but he never owed me one either.
Okay. How about you, Joe? Why do you like this game so much?
In part for what Jim just said, I love the competitiveness of it. I love that it's a difficult game that you'll never, get great at, no matter how good you are. Even Tiger Woods says it's a game I'll never figure out all the way. I like that it's an individual sport. So no matter how good or bad you do, you've got nobody to blame but yourself. And I love the fact that it's outdoors. I love being out there. I love fall golf and spring golf, and I just love being out indoors. That hasn't changed. The one thing that has changed for me a little bit is it's more of a social aspect now that I don't go into an office anymore. I don't have as many colleagues that I see on a regular basis. So some of that has been transferred to the guys I see on the golf course and play and have a beer with after the round. It's more of a social thing for me now than it was for years and years when I'd finish the course, the game, and run home because I had little kids at home and I couldn't hang out and do that kind of stuff.
Right, gotcha. Ken, what's your main reason?
I'm going to follow right up on that. It's the camaraderie. If the four of us are playing, I get more enjoyment now out of doing that than competing. I've competed, I'm 65, so I've competed, and it's not that I don't still like to compete, but, I love GAP, I love the administration part of it, but I love just the four of us going out to play. Playing for $5 or $10, having something in the game, and it's really the fellowship of it. And I don't care who I play with. Some people would say, "Well, I'm a 30. Why do you want to play with a 30?" Well, maybe I can help you, or maybe you can help me.
Yeah.
So I really will play with anybody only because I think that's what golf is. It's really getting out and being outdoors and having friendly, little matches and. That to me right now is pretty much where my game is.
No matter where I go, people always say, what's the best part of that show that you like the most? And it has to do with one thing, meeting new people, picking up on your line of all types of talent and ability. It has nothing to do with ability. We all can't be scratch golfers. Probably more of us are way above that, and that's okay, And I'd have to say that 95% of the people I meet, like for the first time, I regret not having met them earlier in my life through the game of golf, because it just seems like, maybe I am biased. I mean, I play a lot of golf still, but the people I meet on the golf course, whether it's the first time or the 100th time, boy, it's a pleasure. And people say, well, it's too long, 4 hours. Yeah, but guess what? If you're with the people that I've met, and I've been fortunate, and there's a lot of other people that share, I guess, the same experience. You get to spend 4 hours with people that you like, even if it's the first time around. You're a lucky guy. Yeah.
When I used to write those golf course reviews for the Inquirer, I would go to golf courses by myself, alone, go in and pay my greens fee and walk to the first tee and play with whoever was standing on the first tee. And never knew any of them, and we would play. But I can't think of all the hundreds of times I did that I ever left thinking, what a jackwad that guy was. You meet the nicest people, and golf people are good. They're good.
Yeah, they sure are, and the game's good. And the thing of it is, they used to say, you always save the best shot for your last one on the 18th, because that's the one that's going to bring you back. Well, maybe, but there's a lot of things that bring you back to the game, and it isn't always making a 12-foot putt or a great approach shot to that 18th green, because it comes down to the main thing, the people that play the game. Gentlemen, thank you, and we'll be back. More of Inside Golf coming up.
When you vacation in Montgomery County, PA, your money worries get a vacation too.
Oh, you gotta get your value.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free?
$4, that's it? Keep the lettuce coming, Diane.
Parking is free!
Hey, it's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead, freak out.
PGA Works is on a mission to ensure that the golf workforce looks more like America. This mission is a dream with a plan. Through fellowships, college scholarships, career exploration events, and championship golf. PGA Works is inspiring talent from diverse backgrounds to pursue careers throughout the golf industry. Visit pgareach.org.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength. Because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. Come join us at First Tee.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. You know, that was a fine tribute that we heard from 3 fellow professionals to Bob Pfister, what he meant to golf, not just at the clubs where he was the pro, but to golf in general in the Philadelphia area. Who better than Pete Trenum, Al Balukas, and Ed Doherty to share with us their stories, their memories, and pay tribute to a great section pro. So, to those guys, and especially to the man that they were paying tribute, Bob Pfister, well done, gentlemen, and thank you on behalf of thousands of people whose lives you have touched. Golf's a great game. Just ask anybody who ever came in contact with Bob Pfister. I'm Harry Donahue. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next week here on Inside Golf. The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.